All right, here is the, my face is gonna look weird because I'm on super view, so it's kind of a super wide view angle here. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, that looks weird. Anyway, what are we gonna talk about? Oh yeah, the first 300 miles on the 2022 Speed Twin. This is a very cool bike. I've got my first 300 miles on it. It's fully broken in, just changed the oil. Use the high flow 204 RC, same one I use in the bobber. That way I can safety wire it. I've got to drill out a little hole here and safety wire that. I'll probably have to get an extra magnetic drain plug that's got a bit more meat on it so I can drill a hole through it and get that as well. Let me wipe off my lens here. Anyway, so what did I like about it? Pretty much everything. I'll say the seat, not as comfortable when you're on it for a while. When you're moving around in the mountains, it's fine. It's easy to move around, hang off the bike, and stuff like that. These tires are phenomenal, the Metzler Racetech RRs. You know, we got down towards the edge, but not anything crazy. They feel very good though. One thing I noticed going over like tar snakes, they didn't seem to react much to the tar snakes, so that was kind of cool. But they stuck like glue. Yeah, no complaints. I'm gonna use these until they're gone, and then I'll probably switch to the Michelin Road 6s just to get some more life out of them. Let's see, motor power, really good. No real concerns. You know, you rev it up, it's you know, that one has torque off the bottom. This one, it has good torque in here, but it's not until you get from between 5 and 7 that it really kind of picks up, and it's got a nice little lunge between 6,000 and 7,000 RPMs. Perfect for riding twisty roads. You got good grunt coming off the turns. You're not going to win a race on a straightaway with an R6 or something, but up in the twisties, it's extremely competent. The tires are great. The brakes are phenomenal, but they should be. I mean, those are Brembo M50 steel braided lines, Brembo radial master cylinder, 320 millimeter rotors. That's the similar kind of setup you're going to get on most sport bikes today, like a Pkwy V2, street triple speed triples. Yeah, now some of them are coming with stylemas and 330 mil, but you're at that like second highest tier, 320s size rotors and Brembo M50s, and then the next step up is the stylemas, which are, you know, better, but you're already in that top level. So the suspension was adequate. It was fine. You know, these aren't adjustable. They are cartridge forks, the Marzocchis. But when I look at, you know, I've got the zip tie. You'll see in the riding video, I was riding fairly aggressively today. I wasn't say I was running at my normal pace, but I wasn't really far off it. I'm still learning the bike. But I was pushing it and had to hit the brakes hard a few times. And I've still got plenty of suspension travel left. So if I came in and that zip tie was all the way down at the bottom, and I took it up to the guys at GMD CompuTrack, you know, Tony would look at that and be like, "The springs are fucked, mate." Tony's Australian, and he'd probably tell me I need to upgrade that. But honestly, it's very controlled. You can feel the rebound. You can actually hear the valving working. When you push down, you can hear it kind of come up. The front is very well controlled. The shocks, I think, are decent. I don't think they're as good as the front. So I may look at see what K-Tech offers. It was really good on the Z900 to upgrade to the K-Tech Razor lights. But honestly, I didn't feel anything bottoming out. It didn't feel squirrely. It does need a steering damper, but nothing was out of control. There was never any danger where I felt like, oh, this could go into a tank slapper. I was able to ride it at 9/10 of my normal pace, and it was fine. Some people have been asking, you know, how does this compare to you know, the Z900RS? Because in a lot of ways they're very similar. The Z900RS has more motor. That's what it has going for it. It's a bigger motor. Well, no, it's not, because it's a 1200, sorry. But it's a 4-cylinder. It's an inline 4. It's got a lot of torque. It has a little bit more top-end zip. But I would say they're within probably 10 or 12 horsepower, so it's noticeable, but it's not like you're going from 60 to 100 horsepower. The Z900RS was only making 103. This is probably making somewhere around 88 or 90 at the wheel. It's got gobs of torque. It's smooth. I would give the motor to the Z900RS. It's just, it has that much more motor, having extra cylinders and revving a bit higher. This, I would give the brakes, the suspension, and the chassis and the handling. it feels like a much lighter bike. Even though on paper they're not that much different, this feels, when you're riding this feels like it's 75 pounds lighter. It feels massively different. I don't know if it's just because it's all down low. The Z900 was very more top heavy. It felt like a bigger bike. The bars were wider. This you're a little bit more, it just feels like a smaller, more nimble bike. Switching back and forth on some of the turns and the tighter stuff, this thing just flicks. It flicks like a 600 and it stays there. It's very well planted. Overall, I would say, you know, technically the Z900 might be a little bit faster, but not much. It'll pull away. But I think in the turns, you could keep up, if not pass it with this. It has better suspension. Remember, my Z900, I had to put thicker fork oil. I had to upgrade the shock. The tires on it sucked. The brakes were nowhere near as good as those Brembos. So one's got more power, one's got better brakes and suspension and feels more nimble. In the end, if you had a race between the two, which one would be faster would probably come down to the track. But remember that the Z900, I was having trouble getting it past 125 or 130, even after an ECU Flash and a tune. So this thing sounds the business. We've already done the first oil change. I mean, it's broken in, it's ready. It's a really fantastic little bike. I had such a blast riding this up in the mountains today. Coming down Richard Russell, there was a couple guys. There was a guy behind me in full leathers on a Aprilia RS660, and then a guy on a ZX10R. And I could tell they wanted to play. So I passed my friend Bonneville Bob. We were on the intercoms. I said, hey, you know, if you could let us pass on the left, I'm going to go play with these guys. And, you know, they were dogging me, but they were not passing me. They were not able to get around me. When we got to the end of Richard Russell, they were just like, holy crap. They're like, that thing hustles. And it does. It's a fantastic little bike. So I'm very happy with it. Yeah, you know, overall, the ZX10 is going to just blow it away and in comfort and speed and everything else. But when it comes to nimble handling and just the simple joy of riding a motorcycle, just getting out there and having fun, this thing's awesome. When you got a big stretch open road, yeah, of course you're going to want that. When you get on the racetrack, yeah, of course you're going to want that. But compared to this, the Z900, there were things I liked better about the Z900. But I had to put a bunch of money into getting upgrades and stuff to get it even close to the way this thing handles out of the box. And this still handles better. If I went and upgraded the shock and, you know, I don't even think the fork needs any work. But if I just upgraded the shocks and the tires and did some things, you know, did all this, put the same amount of money I did into the Z into this would be even just that much better. So it's a wonderful bike. So let's get to the riding videos. If you got questions, let me know. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you on the other side.